Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. Where we take all that research, the piles and piles of research, and we just pull out the good stuff.
Yeah,
Just for you.
that's right.
Today, we are tackling website optimization.
Okay.
And specifically, we're going to be looking at this resource called 108 Proven Split Test Winners.
Wow, 108.
Yeah, a lot of split tests.
A lot of split tests.
I don't know about you, but the idea that just tweaking little tiny things
Right.
on a website can mean the difference between, just kind of like okay sales
Yeah,
and like charting,
absolutely.
like just totally going off the charts.
It's incredible.
It's fascinating to me.
Yeah, it really highlights just how much psychology plays into online behavior. Because these split tests, for anyone who's not familiar, are essentially these like mini experiments
Right.
that you run on your website. So, you show version A of a website element to half your audience,
Okay.
version B to the other half.
Yeah.
And you track which one performs better.
Gotcha.
So you take all the guesswork out of it. It's all about the data.
So like instead of just assuming,
Yeah. Right.
a green buy now button is the best,
Exactly.
you test that against like a purple one
Yeah, or a red one or a blue one.
and you see what makes people click more.
Exactly. And it's really about understanding, what makes people tick, what motivates them to take action.
Yeah.
And the results of these tests, some of them are pretty surprising.
Okay, well, that's what I'm here for.
All right.
Hit me with it. Like, what is the most unexpected website winner?
Okay, so one that really stood out to me was the power of specific numbers in headlines.
Oh,
The headlines like 10 ways to or 5 steps to consistently outperformed headlines with more generic phrases.
Okay.
Like several ways to or multiple steps.
Hmm.
It seems our brains just love that specificity.
Interesting. Is that because it makes it feel more achievable?
Yeah,
Like you're getting a clear roadmap rather than just kind of this vague suggestion.
you hit the nail on the head. Those specific numbers provide a sense of clarity, they set expectations, and they even kind of trigger a sense of completion. Our brains crave order and completion,
Right.
and those numbers give us that tangible framework to latch onto.
So that's headlines. What about visuals?
Oh, visuals.
Any surprises there?
Definitely. So they found that showing the product being used by a real person as opposed to just a product shot on a white background significantly increased sales.
Oh, interesting.
Again, it's all about building relatability and trust,
Yeah,
When you see someone else using and enjoying a product, it becomes more desirable.
totally, because it taps into that social proof element.
Yes.
We're more likely to do something or try something if we see our peers doing it
Absolutely.
and having a good experience.
Very true.
It's like that old saying, monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
But on the internet, it's more like happy customer, happy me.
Precisely. And speaking of social proof testimonials and reviews,
Yeah.
those were another huge winner, particularly for e-commerce sites. Seeing that other people have had positive experiences can dramatically boost conversions.
Yeah.
I mean, we're hardwired to trust the opinions of others, especially when we're making purchasing decisions.
Makes sense.
And here's one that I even found surprising.
Oh.
This was the color of the add to cart button.
Oh, interesting.
You'd think green, a color we often associate with go,
Yeah.
would be the winner.
Right.
But tests showed that a contrasting orange button often led to a significant increase in conversions.
Hold on. Orange. Like, is that too aggressive?
I know, I thought the same thing. I was like,
Right.
orange?
Yeah.
Really? But it turns out that orange, when used strategically, can actually create a sense of urgency and excitement. It stands out from the rest of the page. It draws the eye and it prompts users to take action.
So it's not just psychology. It's also just smart design choices that guide the user's eye and behavior.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really interesting.
There's a lot more to it than meets the eye, right?
Yeah, totally. So anything else? Anything else that kind of blew your mind?
Let's see. One more for you. The power of scarcity. Phrases like limited time offer or only a few left in stock consistently outperformed more neutral language,
Ah, yes.
Really creating that sense of urgency can push people over the edge and encourage them to buy.
Yeah, the old FOMO fear of missing out.
That's it.
Suddenly that product seems way more desirable when you think it might disappear.
Exactly.
So we've seen how things like specific numbers in headlines, real people using products, contrasting button colors,
Yeah.
social proof scarcity tactics, like all these things can significantly impact a website's performance.
It's true.
What's the big takeaway here for anyone with a website or just anyone who wants to understand how the internet works better?
Well, I think the key takeaway is that understanding your audience is paramount.
Mm.
You need to think about how they perceive information,
Hmm.
how they make decisions, and ultimately what motivates them to take action. And then, of course, you need to test, analyze, and refine your strategies based on real data.
So it's not just following some generic best practices. It's about constantly experimenting and adapting to the ever-changing online landscape.
Exactly. The digital world is dynamic. Consumer behavior is constantly evolving.
Right.
So I leave you with this. How can you apply these insights not just to your own website if you have one,
Hmm.
but to your own online experience? How are businesses using these subtle psychological tactics to influence your decisions? Just being aware of these things can give you a whole new perspective on how the internet works.
That's a great point. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Catch y'all next time.
See ya.